Hi YouTube, just thought I'd bring you back for some more casting experiences that I've had over the last few months. A friend of mine from my local club suggested if I wanted to push myself in pattern making and casting using sand or Petrobond and iron, I should have a go at some Bulleid wheels. These are a particular type of steam locomotive wheel developed by an engineer called Oliver Bulleid. They went on the famous or infamous spam can steam locomotive, of which I've seen a few various model clubs and shows over the years. Very unusual wheel. I won't go into the detail, but there's a great description of these wheels on Wikipedia and the history and why they were made like that. It all boils down to less material, more strength, and post-war I think there was a shortage of a lot of things, raw materials being one, so this design was very much favoured. And these are for 5-inch gauge loco, driven wheels, and bogie trailing wheels, both the same. Sand cast in Petrobond using iron with a nylon printed pattern. All came out very well. I did a whole set, and a friend of mine is most grateful of having those. A little bit of machining to be carried out. The holes where you can see the shadow marks didn't quite come through from the pattern, but they're easily drilled and then needle filed to final dimensions. I'm pleased with them. Came out very well. Once they've been sort of cleaned up and sandblasted and machined, I'd love to see them again. Hopefully my friend will do those over the coming months and I can do another video for you. At the same time as doing that, I've been having a play. These are 5-inch Prairie 5-inch 45 locomotive wheels, 2-part pattern again. Again, very pleased with how they come out. Good surface finish, not too much clearing up to do on the spokes. Spoke shape all filled nicely. That was again a 2-part pattern in Petrobond. Very pleased with that. Nylon printed pattern from my own CAD file. Now this is something that is still in the experimental phase. This, as you probably recognise, is ceramic shell. Ceramic shell is used for a variety of casting methods, normally non-ferrous, but I've had some success, not 100% success, in using ceramic shell. The ceramic shell I dope with fiberglass fibres. Between each wet coat I throw on fiberglass fibres and then the ceramic zircon sand. And the fiberglass fibres seem to help prevent splitting during the fill. This is very unprofessionally made tree or ceramic shell for, again, this exact wheel. I wanted to see whether I could get this exact wheel using PLA pattern burnout in ceramic shell. I haven't proved that yet, but if I can cast wheels in this method, I'll be quite chuffed. I haven't seen anyone else doing it, but there are some guys on YouTube that have been using ceramic shell in iron pores, and what they have generated looks very promising in the form of data. So in one of my earlier videos, I CAD filed and printed out horn blocks for my 7¼ Highlander. These horn blocks are printed in PLA, and then I do a burnout of the PLA in the investment casting, not ceramic shell, but a vacuum investment casting flask, and then fill with bronze. And these are ready to machine now. You can see the fill points on the inner part of the horn. They go into the frame like so. As you can see, the frames there starting to take a little bit more detail. But in one of my earlier videos, one of my first ones, you'll see that the PLA shell started life as a blue printed PLA and then were formed into a tree to enable me to cast them. So quite pleased with how the casting's going. Getting good feel, very few inclusions, a little bit of surface imperfection, but by giving myself enough surface to be able to machine off, I can get rid of all that. And so the build continues. Like a lot of you guys, you're probably under pressure to get in the garden and tidy up, as per the boss telling me, but I'm managing to creep into the workshop as and when time allows and play around with these sort of casting experiments that I'm quite pleased with. I'm hoping to have a decent sandblast cabinet set up sometime soon, so I'm going to see how I can remove these PLA build lines from the final casting. PLA is built by extruding semi-solid, it's sort of very soft PLA by the time it comes out to the nozzle, and it's built up on the model like just layers and layers, and you can see the very fine layer lines. It emeries off really well down to, you know, smooth bronze again, but if I can make that quicker by using a blasting method, I'd be very pleased. That would be quite a breakthrough to be able to do that, because it will save a hell of a lot of time and get rid of all those sort of build lines that I think make a pattern. Well, it's an easy way to make a pattern, but it's a shame it comes out in the final casting. It looks a little bit unprofessional, I think, but I'm gradually learning, gradually getting there, and hopefully feed back to you with some results of my ceramic shell iron casting and sandblasting of these bronze castings in one of the later videos. So hope you found that interesting, and yeah, hopefully see you again soon. Bye.